Hello friends, my pleasant and humble wishes. Today let us discuss about June 22 current affairs. Chief of Defence Staff Bipin Rawat to chair a key meet on theatre commands. Extensive study have been undertaken and discussed over last 2 years been arrived at a broad plan to create 4 integrated tri-service command on official said on Monday. However, the IAF still has major reservation on the issue, said the official. Air Defence and Maritime Theatre Commands, Integrated Eastern Theatre and Integrated Western Theatre Commands are being planned, the official said. As a part of ongoing deliberations, Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat is scheduled to chair a meet on Tuesday with Vice Chief of 3 services, that's Chief of Integrated Defence Staff and representatives from the Ministry of Defence, Home and Finance. After studying India and Western models of war fighting of over 2 years, tabletop exercise and war games were conducted and operational discussion were held to come up with the best model suits for us. The official said, the command will have Indian characteristic, ethos and way of fighting. Detailed parleys have been held with the veteran community and think tanks to brainstorm on the far-reaching decisions. A committee was recently set up comprising the vice chiefs of 3 services, the chief of integrated defense staff, the chairman of chief of staff committee, and representatives from the minister concerns after issues like bringing in paramilitary forces, which are under the home ministry under the preview of theatre commands, as well as financial implications were raised. The mandate of the chief of defense staff includes bringing about jointness among the 3 services, including those through an establishment of commands. Vistara urges unified norm for vaccinated airline passengers. Airlines will need a unified solution for domestic and international air travel to enable hassle-free movement for fully vaccinated passengers, said Vistara's Chief Commercial Officer (CCO) Vinod Khanna. The remark comes at the time when Ministry of Civil Aviation is learned to be examining a proposal to do away with RT-PCR test requirements for fully vaccinated passengers for domestic air travel. The question around what should be done to enable domestic travel when passengers have been vaccinated has been raised with ministry, and that is something they are working on, Mr. Khanna said. However, international travel is likely to continue in the form of air bubble arrangements India has with 27 countries, he said. The bubbles will stay as long as majority of countries in the world have come to realize that this pandemic is somewhat under control. My expectation is that at least for next few months, maybe till the last quarter of this year, they are here to stay because one of the big determinants will be how vaccinations are distributed. Indian delegations met Taliban in Doha, says Qatari official. Indian officials made a quiet visit to Doha in order to speak the Taliban's political leadership based there, said a senior Qatari official, in what appears to be the first official confirmation of recent reports that New Delhi had engaged the Taliban directly. I understand that there has been a quiet visit by Indian officials to speak to the Taliban, said Qatar's Special Envoy of State of Qatar for Counter-Terrorism and Mediation of Conflict Resolution, Multab bin Majid Al Khwatini, speaking at web conference on Monday. The Qatar government has hosted the Taliban's main office in Doha since 2013 and is organizer of the Intra-Afghan Dialogue or Afghan Taliban talks that are inaugurated in September last year. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has participated in the inauguration ceremony for the talk, while an Indian delegation led by Ministry of External Affairs Joint Secretary for Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan J.P. Singh attended the ceremony in Doha. Firms with own PF trust awaits clarity on second wave advance. This week, after the government announced that Employee Provident Fund members can take a second COVID-19 advance from their retirement saving account, companies managing their own EPF trust are reluctant to process requests from the employee who have sought the advance. Over 76 lakh COVID-19 advance claims worth of rupees 18,698 crore were cleared since the special withdrawal provisions to cope with pandemic was introduced in the March 2020. EPF members were permitted to make non-refundable withdrawals. 76 lakhs COVID-19 advance claims worth of rupees 18,698 crore were cleared since the special withdrawal provisions to cope with pandemic were introduced in March 2020. The EPF members were permitted to make non-refundable withdrawals to the extent of basic wage and DNR's allowances for 3 months, up to 75% of their EPF balance, whichever is less. Barrier Reef should be listed as in danger, UN committee recommends. The Great Barrier Reef should be added to a list of endangered World Heritage Site, a UN committee recommended on Tuesday, prompting an angry response from Australia, which said it has been blindsided by the move and blamed political interference. The UN Nation Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization Committee, which sits under UNESCO, said the world's biggest coral reef system should be added to the list due to the impact of climate change. Australia has years been battling to keep the Great Barrier Reef a major tourist attraction that supports thousands of jobs off the endangered list. In 2015, UNESCO noted the outlook for the reef was poor but kept the site status unchanged. Since then, scientists say it has suffered 3 major coral bleaching events due to several marine heat waves. Australia's Minister for the Environment, Susan Ley, said Canberra has been assured there would be no recommendation on the reef by UN before July. Environmental groups, however, rejected Australia's assertion that recommendation was political. The recommendation from UNESCO is clear, unequivocal, that Australian government is not doing enough to protect our greatest natural asset, especially on climate change, said Richard Leck, head of Ocean for Worldwide Fund for Nature Australia, in an emailed statement. Tamil Nadu to enact Right to Service Act. The Tamil Nadu government will enact a Right to Service Act, Governor Banwarilal Purohit announced on Monday. In this customary address to the Assembly, Mr. Purohit said the act will streamline the delivery of various public service by government agencies. The governor said providing a clean administration was the top priority of the government, and the Lok Ayukta would be revitalized and empowered to deal with complaints against public authorities, including elected representatives and government officials. The Director of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption, DAVC, will be energized and pending complaints dealt with expeditiously, he added. The governor said the fiscal health of the state was a cause of concern, and the government would focus on improving the fiscal position and bringing down the debt burden. As a first step, the government believed that accurate data should support all decision making, especially for decisions that allocate scarce resources among competing claims. Tamil Nadu to present separate budget for agriculture. The Tamil Nadu government will introduce a separate annual budget for agriculture with the objective of increasing agricultural productivity and protecting farmers' welfare, Governor Banwarilal Purohit said on Monday. According to Mr. Purohit, since Tamil Nadu was a water deficient state, legislation to regulate groundwater use would be enacted to protect the interest of farmers and common people dependent on groundwater. Farmers are the backbone of country. In recognition of their role and importance, this government has renamed the Department of Agriculture as Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, he added. Nobel laureate to join Tamil Nadu Economic Advisory Council, Governor says. Tamil Nadu government will constitute an Economic Advisory Council to the Chief Minister to chart out a rapid and inclusive economic growth path for the state, said Governor Banwarilal Purohit on Monday. The council will include Nobel laureate Esther Duflo of the Manchester Institute of Technology, MIT, former Reserve Bank Governor Raghuram Rajan, former Chief Economic Advisor to Centre Aravind Subramanian, development economist Jean Driz, and former Union Finance Secretary S. Narayanan. Based on the recommendation of the Council, the government will revitalize the state's economy and ensure the benefits of economic growth reach all segments of the society, said Mr. Purohit in his address to the State Legislative Assembly. Rani to lead women's hockey team. India on Monday named striker Rani Rampal as skipper and Deep Grace Ekka and Savita as 2 vice captains of national women's hockey team for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. India announces a 16-member team for Tokyo Games last week, but refrained from naming the captain. Under Rani's captaincy, India won the Asia Cup in 2017, a silver medal at Asian Games in 2018, silver at 2018 Asian Champion Trophy, as well as winning the FIH Series final in 2019. Hope this video is very useful. I would like to say that our academy WAR, Win and Rule, is coaching students in various exams like NEET, TNPSC, UPSCs, as well as we are tutoring students from class 6 to 12 in all subjects. One-to-one student coaching is also available at students' preferable timing. For further detail, refer the description.